Hi guys, this is Abe of YugaTech, and in this video we're going to give you a closer look at the Xiaomi Mi Max. Let's go! The Mi Max is Xiaomi's biggest phablet yet, bigger than its Mi Note series, so from the get-go one can really see where they want to position this device. With a 6.44-inch display, there's not a lot of other smartphones that can match this Goliath. Just look at how it stacks up against the Xiaomi Mi 5, or the Nexus 6P, and even the bigger Huawei Mate 8. The Mi Max was meant to be a content consumption device. Folks who love watching movies, YouTube, gaming, and a lot of browsing on social media will definitely like the large, bright, and crisp display. And even at this size, the Mi Max manages to be still lean and mean at only 7.55mm thin. Of course, it's to be expected that it will be a bit heavy, weighing in at around 203 grams, but considering the screen size, that's still pretty manageable. At first glance, the device really looks like an oversized iPhone 6s Plus, with that all-glass front panel with beveled edges wrapped in a silver metallic frame. There are 3 backlit capacitive buttons at the bottom corner for home, back, and recent apps. The power button and the volume rocker is on the right. The SIM card slot is on the left, which, by the way, also supports a hybrid dual SIM tray for micro SD card of up to 128GB. Up top is the 3.5mm audio port and the IR blaster that works as a remote control for home appliances. At the bottom is a micro USB port for charging, which is flanked by 2 speaker grills. The right side hides the actual speakers, while the left side was actually placed there for symmetry. The back panel is flat and has a soft matte finish with the fingerprint sensor smack at the center. Due to the size of the device, it's actually a little hard to reach the sensor when holding it with one hand. The scanner is fast and accurate with a maximum of 5 unique prints. The display looks gorgeous, and even if it's just Full HD packed in over 6.4-inch of screen real estate, it's still as crisp and clear as the one we saw in the smaller 5.2-inch Mi 5. Our unit runs on a Snapdragon 650 hexa-core chip paired with 3GB of RAM, which perform really well. Games and apps load quickly and perform very well thanks to the Adreno 510 graphics. Even synthetic benchmarks like Antutu gave it pretty good scores, hitting over 77,000, which practically beats the Snapdragon 810 performance of last year's flagship phones. That's just with a dual-core Cortex A72 processor running at a maximum clock speed of 1.8 GHz, with a quad-core Cortex A53 running at 1.4 GHz for low power consumption. One can only imagine how much it will perform better with the Snapdragon 652, which is actually a quad-core Cortex A72 processor. Despite that, gaming performance is spot on with no noticeable drop frames or lags during playtime. The 32GB internal storage has about 24.3GB of usable space. At the back is the 16-megapixel rear camera, which takes really good photos, though the camera app seems to be very plain and simple. There's a limited manual mode that supports up to 1/4 of a second exposure, some white balance, and ISO settings from 100 to 3200. 4K video recording is also supported, but there's some very noticeable sharpening of the images. The rear camera comes with a dual LED dual tone flash when needed. It also has a face detection autofocus and a wide f2.0 aperture. Just for show, here are some sample photos we took using the rear camera. As with other Xiaomi devices we tested before, the Mi Max did not come with Google Play right out of the box, so we had to fix that first. Fortunately, we had all the necessary Google apps saved in our Dropbox account from the last install in the Mi 5, so this time we did not have any hard time, and the whole process took just about 10 minutes. The MIUI 7.0 that came pre-installed with the Mi Max is simple but elegant, has great attention to detail and some finesse. It is basically based on Android Marshmallow, but there's no support for widgets or an app drawer to speak of, so we end up clustering similar apps into several folders. There are also a lot of pre-installed apps or bloatware, some of which we can't really uninstall if we wanted to. What we really like with the MIUI is the community of custom themes that can be downloaded to change the look anytime. And of course, one of the biggest factor why we think the Mi Max rocks is the huge battery capacity. The 4830 mAh battery, though non-removable, can easily last us 2 days on moderate use. With Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0, we were able to charge the battery fairly fast at about 2 hours. We think it's a pretty solid device for its price. Great design and build quality, solid camera performance, fingerprint sensor, and an IR blaster. Great overall performance and impressive battery life for just around $300. Well, that's about it. We hope you liked this video, and if you do, go hit the like button or consider subscribing to our channel for more videos like this. If you have questions, just leave them in the comment section and we'll try to answer all of them as soon as we can. Once again, this is Abe of YugaTech and see you in the next one.